Ooh, da-da.
It's so loud in my ears.
Oh, it is it? Woo! Welcome, girlies. Welcome. Come on in to the group chat.
Come on in. I'm like the girls at drag brunch yesterday going the bachelorette party.
You were also at the brunch yesterday? The Austin office brunch? Drag brunch?
Yes. I posted it in Close Friends. Who else would have posted that?
I don't know who you give access to anymore. Casey.
Who knows?
Who knows? Welcome one, welcome all to the group chat.
I do offer access to Close Friends if you just want to give me $5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Personally.
They get the access.
Yeah.
Oh. You hear that? That's the group chat going off, girl.
Oh, it's really loud.
It's piercing my ears.
Hello.
Hello.
That was the group chat going off, so it's time to start the show. Welcome everyone to the podcast that asks the most important question of viewers. Did you read the group chat? If you did read the group chat, you would know that Miranda is in Punta Cana, Dominica Republica. And so she is not
burnt to a crisp.
Burnt
lobster.
To a crisp lobster roll.
Lobster ass on beach day one, I will say. They got there the day before, but
yeah.
The girlies, you've been in that Iowa sun, so you
forget.
AKA,
the hemisphere change is real trippy when you get that southern.
Yeah. I took that as a sign to get me SPF 100. I mean, with those Vermont boys, you're gonna need it.
Oh yeah.
That pasty ass skin.
And then you've got here's the thing. You've got the sun, and then you've got the sun reflecting off the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Right back right into your face.
It's right back at you.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. McFlint is here. It's been a while.
Ms. McFlint. We've got Freelac. We've got Beefreed. We've got Macy Moo. We got McFlint.
Shout out
to the chat.
Well, we don't have Miranda here.
Ocean.
Because we don't have Miranda here, we can go full NSFM. We can talk about beef.
Just talk about raw beef.
Raw beef, absolutely.
Cooking raw beef.
Listen, RJ and I had some we did not have raw beef, but we had beef. I had beef. RJ did not have beef this weekend. We went to Red Robin.
And this is I posted it on the stories today that it's a fast food week, okay?
Fast food week.
This episode is gonna be Chains,
sponsored
baby.
by Chains.
Yes, take the shackles off my feet. Now I can dance. So we're doing Chains today. We're just talking about chain restaurants today.
No.
And then our next Close Friends episode, not this week, but the week after, it will be our Valentine's Day special because you will be going to the Cheesecake Factory and we will be going to the Cheesecake Factory. And so that episode, we'll call it a pilot episode where we just talk about literally, it's our Doughboys version.
I'm going to be, Casey, are you going for Valentine's Day?
We're going tomorrow.
Okay, Galentine's Day.
Galentine's.
Yeah, Galentine's. Because our Red Robin, I got Red Robin on the mind now. That's all I want.
Ooh.
Our Cheesecake Factory does not do reservations on Valentine's Day.
Ours does not either.
But Joe, he can get off work late sometimes. Mm-hmm. So it's just we're better off
it's
doing
a real
it the day before.
shoot.
Yeah.
And I don't mind a 5:30, 6 o'clock cheesecake, because I think we could get in and out pretty easy.
Also, you have so many calories that you have to digest early in the evening because it'll keep you full till the morning. So get started.
So I just made us a reservation for tomorrow to do it, so that we don't have to deal with it on Valentine's Day. Because Joe could be off work late
You
or
never
something,
know.
and
You never know.
and then we could just be waiting forever with the the kids from Austin High School.
Yes.
And that's who will be there.
That's who will be there.
Yeah.
That's definitely who will be there in Valentine's Day. It's gonna
because hey, our cheesecake. We'll talk about it later, but our Cheesecake Factory is in a mall.
Oh.
Ours isn't. It's technically at the John Hancock Center, one of the most famous buildings in Chicago. So it's like in a shopping area.
It's on the Mag Mile.
It's on the Mag Mile, honey. So, she does get a lot of high school kids.
But here's the
But
thing.
it is a
she gets
Wednesday.
she gets the Chicago Cheesecake Factory. She gets plenty of foot traffic in the summer when it's gorgeous and beautiful and
Oh, yeah.
Stangelina
The
out.
people are just walking by and they're like, well, I could eat a cheesecake.
You know who's walking by in Chicago in mid-February? Not tourists.
Zilch.
Not tourists.
No.
They're not here.
No.
So, I can get a table anytime I want at the Cheesecake Factory
Mm-hmm.
on Valentine's Day.
Well, they know. I mean, they know us personally.
They know
so they
you.
just they walk us right.
We
to
have a
our
sweetheart table
Yeah,
that
yeah.
they put us in every year.
a VIP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't want to give anything away
Yes.
about that episode.
We've got to
it's
save
it's gonna be
that.
locked behind the
And
paywall.
we are gonna do courses, Adam, because I want to give a full experience to the
Uh-huh.
listeners. I want them to know, what do we have for a cocktail to start the dinner? What is our appetizer?
Are we bringing?
Oh.
No, we'll do some voice notes. We'll do. You know what? We'll bean it, and then export
we'll
the bean
flick the
for
beans.
close friends.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe we'll do that.
We're still doing that.
We're still doing it.
Well, I'm glad y'all are having fun with that.
I only do a bean when I got something to say, and I
When
usually
I've
don't
got-
got
yes.
nothing to say.
I did have a bean the other day that I was going to say, but then I felt too embarrassed about saying it, so then I didn't want to say it. But I will.
You'll say it now in a
It'll be
podcast.
my go off.
Okay.
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 So let's get into the topic at hand, Red Robin. So we did make our grand and miraculous return to the Red Robin this weekend.
Mhm.
We were at the Skokie Red Robin.
Now, where is Skokie?
Skokie. It is
It's northwest of the
northwest of the city
And why were you in Skokie?
because it is the
city.
nearest Red
There's
Robin.
not a Red Robin in the city.
There's the nearest Red Robin to me closed, and so the next one is way up north.
Mm.
So I will be going, but I won't be happy about it.
It was a good time.
Was it?
It was like, you know what?
This was my question
Adam.
to you. Did you? I walked out of there and I was like,
Yeah.
I should just make my own campfire sauce. It's not worth going out.
But
And
every
doing this
time,
experience.
okay, every time we've gone, it's been not bad service, but like
Actually, this is
questionable.
probably
this was the
no.
best
This is the best service
we've ever
at,
had.
at a Red Robin.
I have been burnt so many times by the Winter Garden, Florida Red Robin
Oh, girl.
that I have
don't
residual
forget-
trauma.
Don't forget Miss Kissimmee.
Miss Kissimmee, Miss
Oh,
I
yeah.
Drive Red Robin.
There's I Drive. There was 192,
192 Red
192.
Robin.
and then the Winter Garden. And remember, Miss
Yeah.
Winter Garden kept you waiting.
Kept me waiting
your order?
Yes, and they never actually made it.
Yes,
so-
because RJ also had no balls and was not.
No,
he was like,
no, Adam, that was pandemic. So I was waiting out in the car. Someone came out to me and said, "Yeah, we'll have your order ready."
Yeah.
She never came back. It wasn't until an hour later where the manager came out and she was like, "Are you waiting for an order?" And I was like, "Yes, someone came out and said, and then this is it." And they were like, "Oh, okay. Do you want a milkshake? Because we're going to have to make this order." Any questions,
that's-
Adam?
and
I
you-
would have.
and you
I would
say,
have
"Yes,
after
I
20
will take the
minutes. I would have
milkshake."
been like, "Hi."
I would have been up in there
Yeah, but it was big.
banging
It
on
was
the
like
door.
that's the thing with the Florida Red Robins.
Oh, they
Line out the door. Where
Well,
the like?
yeah. And it was also
Yeah.
like peak pandemic in the way that, like, of course, Florida never actually believed there was a
Never
pandemic.
stopped. No,
But
there was a pandemic going on.
there was a pandemic. Did that happen? But the the Red Robin, because so many people were ordering online, but it was also like fully open as a restaurant at the same time as well. So the kitchen had like twice the number of orders they usually do. So it was really like they just couldn't handle it because they didn't know what the fuck they were. Anyway, not surprising.
We did kind of figure out that the more times you get more fries, the saltier they get. The harder it is to eat.
They're tainting them, I think. They're trying to
Casey.
They're trying to poison you.
The language. Ooh.
It's not safe for Miranda today, for sure.
Yeah.
We're talking about taints.
Taints. Tain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, honey.
Title of that.
I
mean, I will say, I think the real reason you run through their fries and you're like, I can only do really like one, at most 2 refills. It's because they're steak fries. So you're really eating like huge pieces of potato.
Yeah.
They're so damn good.
Nobody got endless broccoli. Bottomless broccoli.
He did not get another.
I didn't get another serving, but I did get 1 serving of broccoli. And I was eating them like bar nuts. I was like just popping them in my mouth because they're literally the tiniest broccolettes. They're this big. And it's in like a little, like a sauce cup that you would get if you ask for more creamy jalapeno at Chewy's. Like it's like this small.
Oh yeah.
So I was just like,
they have to like open a book in the back to be like, somebody ordered the broccoli. Do we remember how we serve that or cut the broccoli to be ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So funny. I really thought about getting a milkshake to go, but I didn't. The night before, Adam and I went to we have a chicken and fish shop here, and he got a little choco milkshake to go. God.
And it was hitting.
It's literally, they have a soft serve machine. So they just pump a soft serve into this cup and then just that Hershey's chocolate. And they just.
I used to make the milkshakes at Fuddruckers.
Oh, yes.
Before you were fired.
Before I was fired. And you know what's so interesting? So it's like a soft serve machine, but you can't just like make a cone with it. The stuff that's in there is like not flavored.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing because it was like, so like
it's just milk. It's just sweet milk, right?
They're like, oh, can I just get a cone? And you're like, no, this is only for milkshakes because like it's not not soft serve, but it's like this stuff that feels like soft serve, but then you have to, if you're getting like vanilla, you put like a vanilla flavoring in it, or if you're doing chocolate, you put the chocolate in it. It was so weird.
Freelek wants to know how many days.
Listen, I worked before I got fired from the Fuddruckers, as I've told many times. I worked at the Fuddruckers for like 3 months. Wow. I think I lasted 2 to 3 months before I was canned.
Listen, between you and Miranda, with the number of random assortment of
remember when she was selling knives at Costco? Like, what the
Yeah, between the two of you, I feel like you both in tandem should be like the Secretary of Labor.
Yeah, I think you guys are well equipped to be like, we need to figure out like labor laws. Garl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because one, I shouldn't have been fired from the Fuddruckers because I had my schedule correct.
You did have your schedule.
And I was the only person that was not doing drugs at that Fuddruckers.
Which now I think is a requirement, right?
I think it is. If you are not on drugs, then why are you in the restaurant industry? Like, because you need them.
That's true.
McFine was asking, was it like the Sonic slushies? No, I don't think I've had. No,
it wasn't like the Sonic slushies because it was just for milkshakes. So it looked like soft serve, but it just like did not taste good.
No, yeah.
It was just like
fascinating.
I don't know what it was. And I had to clean that machine every night.
There's nothing worse. There's nothing worse. There is stuff worse, but like dairy. Because when I worked at a frozen yogurt shop, cleaning the inside of the machine.
Yeah, 'cause that's how it was for when I worked at the ice cream store. The cleaning the machine, I had to take it in parts and then just
take every part out, and then you got to put it back together,
and then put it back together. What am I, an engineer?
Shop, we had 7 machines, so it was one every day over the course of the week, and then the other 6 you just kept in overnight. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, I guess they're really just a fridge at the end of the day, but it's gross to think about.
Apparently, the Sonic slushie has a clear-colored slush base, and then it gets flavored.
Oh, and then it's just like pumped.
Did McFlint work at Sonic?
McFlint, are you a former Sonic cast member?
Sonica? On wheels?
Yes. Did you? Yes.
Also, the Sonic episode of The Simple Life with Paris and Nicole is one of the best.
One of the best pieces of media. That's how I knew about Sonic. I remember
from The Simple Life.
Yes, because what year did the Sonic? When year did the Sonic? When year did Simple Life?
It was like 2004, 2005.
Simple
Life
season 1. It was season 1, right?
Yes.
Okay, December 2, 2003, January 6, 2004. Yes, okay, so they were playing it in syndication in the Philippines because this was before I moved. And I remember watching the episode where they go to Sonic. And I was like, whoa, there's you can go to a place that serves you, like they just roll up. So when we moved to Phoenix, the first thing I asked my mom was to eat at a Sonic.
To go to the Sonics.
Yeah. All thanks to Paris and Nicole. Mm-hmm. McFlint says one of my college roommates did, and she would bring home cups of the clear stuff, and she really liked to drink it without the flavor.
Oh. That's weird. That's real weird.
I don't like that.
That's giving weird.
I will say, I believe we're all probably in the same with the amount of lower tier food establishments that we all
accessible. Okay,
visit.
Accessible.
I would say that we are probably people who don't do this, but I think it's so funny when there will be when their whole thing about being like, oh, the Panera soup is just in a bag, or these secrets of how they obviously everything is processed.
Yes. And
it's coming pre-made to the restaurant and then they heat it up and just throw it in a whatever. And I always am that's how it works. It's not gross to me. I mean,
no.
They buy it.
I have never been going to these places being like, oh, I'm getting homemade fresh.
Yes, someone back there is
farm fresh, farm to table.
Right.
We are all eating Gordon food service ingredients.
Yes. And we need to thank her.
Thank Miss Gordon. Okay.
Yeah, it's honey, I grew up on canned everything. Canned and boxed everything. Mm-hmm. So you can't scare me. You can't scare me.
There wasn't a perishable item in my home, honey.
Oh, girl.
Steamed fresh veggies did not exist.
No. It was
no veggies existed in my house.
We were a Del Monte girl, so we did always Del Monte. We went ham on whole kernel Del Monte canned corn, not cream style, whole kernel specifically, because this was my snack growing up. We would put it in a microwavable bowl, put butter on it, and then microwave it. And then when it came out, then you would do shredded cheese, and that was my snack.
You're literally describing corn cheese.
I know. That was my snack after school. A hot bowl of corn.
We know.
We've looked at you. Yeah.
Yeah. Our
corn boy
snack.
Corn boy.
Our after school snack would be one of several things. The microwavable taquitos that came in a big old box. Mima always had those.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes it would just be a hot dog. Mm-hmm. No buns, just hot dogs.
What is the microwavable corn dog brand? What is that one?
Oh, it's
how many times did you ever have your mom or whatever where you had
State Fair?
Fair. I was like, it's fair food.
My mom would buy the box at Costco, and me, a little 8th grader, just microwaving.
How many times did you have hot dogs and then you didn't have buns, so your mom would just get out a piece of white bread and be like, wrap it in there.
There you go.
There you go. There's your hot dog bun.
we would cut it up into mac and cheese or
hot dog, beans and franks.
Or beans.
My mom still makes beans and franks. Mm-hmm. I do not like baked beans, but she will make them.
Do you like pork and beans?
No. I do not like baked beans.
Oh.
Sometimes that was our times is hard recipe where my mom would just heat up baked beans and then put it on top of white rice. And I was like, Mom, what are we doing?
My mom would sometimes make baked beans and when my grandparents are coming over for dinner, and my grandpa would be like, these baked beans are incredible, Nancy. And my mom would be like, they're just Bush's baked beans from a can, Dad. That's all they are. I opened a can.
He's a farmer, so.
He's a farm boy.
He is. He grew up on a farm.
In a previous relationship, when they would make beans for like different occasions, and they would like put in they would have baked beans, but then they would put a bunch of ketchup and mustard in them. And it was very
So
strange.
It's the wet baked beans.
Yes.
And then add ketchup and mustard.
And then put it in the microwave.
Oh!
I don't know what the... I'm not I'm not affiliated with those folks anymore. Besides still having their last name. But that's another story.
Oh, I see what's going on here. McFunt says my mom would make boiled eggs, chop them up with avocado, and serve it with beans and rice.
I am convinced my mother still does not know how to deal with an avocado. Like, I think if I handed my mother an avocado, she would be like, what do I do with this? Genuinely. I love my mother. I don't think she likes guac, but she's gonna like buy guac. Yeah. She's not making guac.
Avocados are not for her. They're not her journey.
Oh my God.
I don't even know if avocados came to South Bend, Indiana until I was like in high school. Like, I don't think any grocery store had
avocados from Mexico, girl. McFunt, when you say beans and rice, do you mean like baked beans and rice, or is this like frijol, like refried beans and rice?
Yeah.
Because that sounds pretty good. Maybe not the boiled eggs.
Not a boiled egg.
But I could do avocado.
Because my Mima would do like
eggs.
Got any boiled eggs?
My Mima would do what's it called? What's the chorizo mixed with the egg? She'd start cooking the chorizo,
the chorizo, and then add the eggs,
and then just kind of mix it all together.
Yeah.
And then with rice
what is that called? Yes,
Black beans and rice.
Black beans and rice. Frijoles that I had to spend forever digging through to get rid of the uglies. Oh, yeah.
Mm.
It's tough.
It's tough. Times is hard.
I had some refried beans the other day that were the most disgusting can of refried beans I've ever had in my life. And like, I got them from Target, which like I would normally just like get HEB brand or whatever, but I was at Target, and I was making, I was cooking dinner. AKA,
she cooked here, yeah.
She cooked here. She went to Sam's Club and got the pre-made enchiladas that like are fresh made, but I just got to stick them in the oven.
Oh yeah.
But I needed some beans and corn, just something for the side.
Corn.
But like, I'm not getting those at Sam's Club because, Mama, we only need so much.
No, I don't need 42 cans of corn.
I don't need a high school sized thing of beans. But they were the most like
high school size.
I don't even know what that means. That's
like what they use at lunch later, like cafeteria. Yeah. I was like, average height of a height.
A liquefied toddler.
Yeah. But they were so thick, and I was like, what is wrong with these eggs? Like, okay, it sounds like I need to go to HEB and get refrigerated
Mi
ones.
tienda. Okay, when I make refried beans at home, it is never as good as how they do it at a Mexican restaurant. And I'm sure it's probably the same canned like mi tierra or whatever refried beans in a can, but I think it's because they probably fry them in lard in in a Mexican restaurant. But yeah,
the Mexican restaurant ones are good because
Yeah,
they're like
Crisco,
nice
baby.
and smooth.
Crisco, baby.
Yeah,
Yes,
they've got
velvety,
velvety,
velvety
and
refried bean.
that melted cheese on top.
Oh, it's so good.
I mean, it was till literally this past year when I realized that Mexican rice is cooked in not in water; it's cooked in tomato juice, right?
They put a tomato in there.
They just put a tomato in there. I didn't know this. I just thought it was like a brand of I thought it was like a grain of orange rice that existed. And I was like, wow, cool.
Tomato, a little sofrito.
Yeah,
RJ has a new.
What?
I was just gonna say I was gonna transition us back to food.
Oh yeah, let's
I was like, back to food. We haven't stopped talking about food.
We haven't left the counter.
RJ has a new Mexican restaurant by us that he is obsessed with.
And I think about it literally every day. They have flautas. It's called Disco Taco. The tacos are actually very good.
They are really good.
But the flautas.
Those corn fucking tortillas, baby. Fuck flour.
And it's like a husband and wife that run it. And it's just the two of them. And there's like...
little hole in the wall. There's 4 tables.
There's 4 tables. It's so cute. It's called Disco Taco. But their flautas are so good. Not complaint, but I wish they added more avocado in their little salad that you get on the side. But I'll just ask for guac. But nothing compares to my friend Antonio's mom, who made homemade flautas when I was in Phoenix. And it was so funny because she was like, she primarily just speaks Spanish, so Antonio does a lot of translating. And so he was like, she wants to know if you want like avocados too, like a guacamole or whatever. And I was like, yeah, that would be great. Thinking that it was already made. Like she was offering me some.
Yeah.
And then she starts like grumbling to herself as she pulls out a full like Safeway bag of avocados. And she starts peeling them. And I was like, Antonio, I didn't know she still had to make them. And he was like, no, it's fine. She wants to do it. And I was like, it doesn't sound like it, girl. But you know what? They were so fucking good.
With the masher and everything.
Mm-hmm. But it's like freshly fried beef flautas. And then you just dip it in a mashed avocado. Oh, so good. That's what I'm thinking about all the time. A flauta.
I don't know if my niece is still here. She was watching him a little bit ago. And she was like obsessed with guacamole. And she would text me. She texted me one time, and she's little, and she asked for guacamole, and she spelled it W
like whack-a-mole, like the game,
like WOCKAMOLLY or something. Guacamole. And I was like, oh my god, Ariana! But she was also little. So
is she here tonight?
She's double wide Dolly.
Double wide Dolly? Girl, I'm still obsessed. She's like, girl, I'm still thinking of guacamole.
Mm-hmm. She makes a good guacamole these days.
Yeah, I've been on an avocado. I love starting a day with an avocado.
My hairdresser has been talking about avocados too.
Yeah, it's just the moment. Mm-hmm. I was preparing avocado toast this morning. So like the egger had finished my eggs. The avocado was already sliced.
Yes, tell the story.
Mm-hmm. And then my toast was already toasted. But then I sat down just like get started on some Slack. But then once you answer one Slack message, then you're done. And so I look over and I saw Adam preparing the avocado toast. And there was a moment that I was like, I could get mad because I was like, he's going to eat this and then just go to work. And I was like, I could get mad, but it's my fault. I sat down. I should have ate the food. So I go back to my computer and then he comes over and he brings the plate to me of of a prepared avocado toast.
With presentation and everything.
With presentation,
added.
He did a little salt base, some tarragon salt, sea salt on the top.
So a couple drips of sriracha.
No sriracha, but we should have. That's a note for next time.
That's a note for next time.
Oh, there won't be.
Adam's like, there will never be.
And honestly, this is good. I'm not joking. This might be the one. This is the one for the year. the one avocado toast, whack-a-mole.
Well, I got to get something in before Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Guacamole.
Yeah.
Guacamole.
Guacamole.
That's a good Twitch name for someone who, if there's a Molly out there that wants to be a gamer, that's a great Twitch name.
My MySpace name used to be Quesadilla, like CASE, Adilla, like quesadilla.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
mine was Star J.
Star J.
Yeah. What was yours, Adam? Adam Reed.
My longest email address that I ever had, like AIM, was Great Actor 2112.
What is 2112?
What is 2112? You just liked.
I just like the numbers in that order
because it was like symmetrical. 2112.
Yeah.
Great actor.
Wow, great actor.
And
oh yeah, well my Yahoo name was Casey is very cute at yahoo.com.
and we were all right.
And you know what?
We were all
right.
Yeah.
Should we talk about the wig in the room, Casey?
Oh yeah, should we talk about the wig?
Should we talk about Miss Bob?
Is she laid?
Is she laid? Tell us about this new Babisha.
I can't stop playing with it.
I know you love it. There's so much movement.
Okay.
Well, she's like, no one's fucking talking about my damn hair yet.
Damn hair. So I've been talking about getting this haircut for a couple weeks and I'm going back to brown, blah blah blah. No more blonde because I was so tired of just like looking at my blonde and deciding like it's too orange today or like I don't like it or my roots are growing in. I'm paying $250 to $300 every 8 weeks. Like it's just too much money.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been like, I'm getting this and I'm cutting my hair. And every time she cuts it, she never cuts it like I always feel like it should be a little shorter. So I go in there and
I'm the same way with mine too. I'm always like, you can go shorter.
Yeah,
someday we'll get it.
Yeah, and so I go in there and we do a preliminary cut and then we do the color, and then she like takes off some like weight from it, because my hair's really thick, so she'll go in and like just like chop some of the weight, so it's I don't know how to explain it other than like it's just to make it a little bit thinner, but then and she always styles it funny. And so she had styled it in a way that just felt so weird. And I come home and I am like, I hate my fucking hair. I hate my hair. What did I do? The whole drive home, I'm thinking, what did I do? Like, this was a mistake. This is too short. And it's so dark. And I'm just like freaking out. I get home. Joe had made dinner. He had our food all ready for me. And all I want to do is go into the bathroom and like straighten the ends and try and get it so that I can decide that I like it. But I don't. I go and eat dinner, and then I do that, and then I post a very vulnerable post from close friends because I am panicking at this point. I am like, it is so short, like it is so dark, like this. This is gonna be my. Like, how am I supposed to?
Well, I thought when we got on the Zoom today, I was like, "Oh my God, Esther's joining us today!" So that was very exciting.
Very funny. I put my hair up in space buns the other day, and then I took it out the next morning, and my hair, I looked like a founding father. My hair was like it had like all curled from the space buns, and they had gotten like wet in the rain or something. So I looked like a founding father, and I walked out, and I just looked at Joe, and he was like, "What happened to your hair?" And I was like, "I have to wash it, okay? It's messed up."
Well, people are loving it, okay? Spaghetti Girl, I love it.
Yes.
Giving Ratatouille Girl, but also at the end of Tangled, it's adorable. I do, like, because this was your haircut during Resident Services Animal Crossing, like your Animal Crossing character had this haircut. I always pictured that this is your default
Is
haircut.
it a little asymmetrical, or are you just tilting your head?
So it is a little asymmetrical, but it's the way
cute.
that
I like that. I like the asym.
Like, it's a little bit longer this side, and I think it's because my hair grows just, it's, It looks so. I don't know.
Do we need to find a new
Do we need
hair?
to find you someone else, girl?
Listen, let's talk about that behind the paywall. But no, like it's a little asymmetrical. But I like to wear my hair back on this side.
Yeah,
and
it's
have
very
this
nice.
out.
That is the Animal Crossing Kate. That's Vase. I'm looking at Vase.
This is Vase. Yeah. I need my little net and my.
I do like this brown. I like Miss Brown on you.
Yeah, like I was freaking out at first, and I've gotten used to it. Everyone comments on it, which I think is a good thing, because if you change your hair and no one says anything, that's when you know you're fucked. Because they're like, I'm not going to bring it up. You know, because
I know you must internally be going through it, so I won't draw attention to it.
Yeah,
I know you probably feel bad about the pimple on your face, so I'm not going to be like, oh, you look great today.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so we're getting used to it, and truly, like, by the time once I washed it and like styled it the way that I liked it, I was like, oh, this is fine.
Well, when I got that short haircut like early this year, and like everyone on the Boys Love videos, like every single video always got a comment of like, oh my God, RJ, this haircut looks so good on you, to the point that it's still happening today. And like my hair has grown out. It's not that short anymore. But Adam was like, isn't it kind of strange how it's like, did you just have bad hair this entire time? And people are like, oh my,
thank God you finally
cut it.
Oh my God. It's starting to feel a little bit like that I'm like, now wait a minute, everyone.
Now wait a minute.
Quint says it looks super cute. She also associates this hair with
this is
Animal Crossing.
This is Animal Crossing era.
But if you're not feeling it, definitely try someone else. You should leave feeling like the main character of everyone's story.
Absolutely. Get that blowout, honey.
Yeah.
And get a haircut too.
I will say Casey's problem has never been that she doesn't feel like the main character. Casey is definitely the main character of everybody.
There's no other show happening. It is just the Casey show.
Casey's living the Truman Show.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's I like it the way it is. But I think we're gonna let it now that I've got it short, and then now I'm like I want it to be long or something.
Because what did you tell? Did you just tell her like shoulder length? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Well, I said like a little bit above shoulder. I said like I wanted to kind of touch my shoulders. And so she did what I asked. Like because every time we cut it, it'll always be like past my shoulders, and then I feel like it like. Then it grows out a little bit more. Then it's the weird stage, and I don't know what to do.
You're like, yeah.
So I'm like, well, let's just see this, and like it feels good, and it looks fine.
And but I'm feeling gorgeous.
Feeling gorgeous.
Gorgeous. I do love a bouncy bob. I think that's the quality that I look for in a bob. Does it give movement? You know, because
and I like when it's I like when it's short like this, so I can pull it up a little bit. You know, I could do the half up. I could do the little buns or something. So it's got some options where if it's a little bit longer, it's harder to do. But
you didn't want to do a curtain bang as well? Just a whole bob moment.
Just a helmet.
See, and I was like, I had started to ask her for curtain bangs, and then I thought she's gonna fuck them up, or something. Like it's just like. I didn't want the
curtain bangs is a risk. It's a risk.
And I'm not good at doing my bangs, so I didn't want to fuck it up. So I just have the little face framing, so they go a little bit in. But
it's very nice. Yeah,
I can't do the curtain bang because I won't style it.
Yeah.
So we didn't do it.
Do you do like clips, like fun, cute clips?
Yeah, do you do a barrette? Do you do a butterfly clip?
That's cute.
I have some butterfly clips. I have some barrettes. So
my pre-cal teacher in high school was in her 60s and wore butterfly clips every day.
Wow.
To the point that they were indented. One time she loved me. Ms. Heiderman, I think was her name. She loved me. She was obsessed with me.
Thank you to our educators.
Thank you to the educators who love gay people.
Yes.
Yes.
And she didn't like a lot of people, but she did like me. And so I was like playing around with her, and I was like, "Oh my God, Miss Heiderman, can you take your clips out? I want to see your hair like down." So she was like, "Okay." So she took it down. She had permanent like indents from where the clips always were. But then one time I was like, you should do your hair a different way one day when you come to school. And I think one day she came in and she had put, I think it's the same idea, but she did a headband instead. And I was like, "You're so cute." And she was like, "Do you think so?" And she loved me. She
loved you.
Yeah.
We need those students that lift you up when.
Yes. Absolutely. Well, now on TikTok, it's like all the teachers are like, they're like friends with their students, and they're like, "Who's this?" Like they're making their teachers react to stuff and whatever. I'm on teacher TikTok for some reason.
I used to be on teacher TikTok, and I got off of it somehow, thankfully.
The only teacher TikTok I was ever on was like there was like the series that was like telling the students what musical they were gonna do next year.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. But I still get sometimes there was like someone that was a teacher and they like got like TikTok famous and they quit their job to be an influencer. And
and his name was Beefried.
They quit their job to be an influencer, and now they have like a podcast where they talk about
traders.
Where they talk about traders. Y'all, if y'all want to hear some traders talk, make sure to head over to the Ampliverse.
That's right,
Listen
Diva.
to Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's.
Every Tuesday, I think.
Casey,
Correct.
Casey, RJ, take your
ears off.
Do you listen? Have you listened?
I do listen.
Oh shit.
I don't always agree with everything.
She doesn't agree.
Say.
She leaves. She left our review.
Oh, did she? I listen technically because I can hear RJ while he's recording, so I can hear half
that's
the
enough.
conversation. Yeah.
Which is funny because Adam will watch the traders with me and is also very, very passionate and invested. Mm-hmm. Yes.
I don't watch the full episodes though.
No.
This last one I did not watch at all.
Well, nothing happened.
No. But
the campfire or whatever.
They went up in the net.
They did. Phaedra was caught in a net, like a full cartoon
bear trap.
Bear trap.
That was so funny.
And as soon as it happened, she was like, "Y'all better get me down from here."
Yes.
Like not even like funny, just directly to the producer. Like, "Okay, you had your little clip. Now get me the fuck out of this net."
That's what I say. You gotta watch House of Villains that was on E and Bravo. Mm-hmm. It might have just been on E, but House of Villains. Whenever, so you know how you were saying like, this is me getting my moment to talk to the Trader Joe's. You know when y'all were saying on one of your episodes like you wish that the deaths like had like a gag or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So on House of Villains, when someone got exiled from the house, eliminated, yes, they would have the two that were up for elimination in chairs.
Oh.
They would strap them. They would strap them into the chairs, and then whoever was like the person that, or like the lead person that week or something. So everyone would vote, and then they would say, okay, the person that's leaving the house today is blah, blah, blah. And then the person that was like on top got to press the button, and the person in their chair, so their chair is like this, and they would go back. The chair would go like a whole, like, not, or 180
like
degrees.
fling back. Yeah, fling back.
Yes, it would go back into a wall, and they would be gone. Like, they would basically just like, it was so stupid.
They did that in, I don't know if they did it all the time in Dragula, but I know sometimes it was like a trap door, basically. There's another dating show that was like a trap door when someone gets eliminated.
Dragula
there was another dating show that was like that, but then there was also that fucking Ellen show where if you got it wrong, you like fell down the...
Yes, you'd fall down.
Yeah.
But Omarosa, spoiler alert, Omarosa refused to get in. She goes, the medic said I cannot participate. The medic, they cut to the medic going, I'm not a medical professional. She was fine, though. She can do it. She was like, the medic has said that I cannot do this. And so I think it was Joel McHale was the host, and he was like, well, someone's got to go. He's like, I'll get in it. And so they strapped Joel into it and put him on it.
That's funny.
Amazing.
So, yeah, that's my $15 for House of Villains was worth it. And now I could write it off. No, I'm just kidding.
You can. Now you've talked about it on the pod.
Now I talked about it. Although Joe paid for it, so because it's on his account. So
there you go. It was a gift.
It was a gift.
Very, very much a gift. Well, shall we go off?
Let's go off.
Let's go off.
Who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay, Adam. It's time to go orf.
This go off is to myself. When the city of Chicago sends you letters and emails and says, renew your parking sticker, they're serious. Tell me why I walked out to my car last Thursday. I don't remember which day. Walked out to my car and I got in and I look to my right, and on the passenger window is the
ticket.
The
sticker?
The ticket.
Oh.
Sticker.
So I got out and I was like, why do they, first of all, they usually do you put it under the windshield wiper. So I was like, okay. So I got out. For problem number one, I now have stuck goo. I need goo gone because
you need some goo gone.
I'm so mad about that. Okay, fine. I look at this ticket. First of all, it was written at 2:30 in the morning. You people don't have better shit to do at 2:30 in the morning in the city of Chicago than write parking tickets for stickers.
And it's a sticker that basically
it's
says
not like a towing sticker.
No, it is a sticker. So it's like your parking sticker to park in the city of Chicago as a residential person. Period.
But we live in an area that doesn't have permit parking, so it's a sticker that just says
it's just the
no permit
city of Chicago sticker.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I look at it 2:30 in the morning. I was a little annoyed at that. Handwritten, fine. Somebody was really out there doing the job. You know,
doing the work.
We do love to see doing the work. We love to see the work being done. This parking
ticket, yeah,
is $200. And I was like,
how much is the permit?
It was so it depends because you can buy them in increments of months or whatever.
Yeah.
So I went on that morning, I drove to work. I sat, the first thing I did was I got on and I was like, what? Let me redo this fucking sticker! So I got on and I did the 8-month one because my sticker expired in September.
Okay, keep going.
So I did the 8-month one.
I'm feeling less sorry for you.
Oh no! This is a read to me. This is not a read to anybody else. So I did the 8-month one because it'll take us to May, and we're moving in April, basically. So I was like, that'll be perfect. And so that was $60, and then there was a late fee on top of that, which brought it to $120. And then the
late fee was the same price as the
late fee was a flat fee of $60. But if you bought, I bought the $60. If I did the year one, it was $98.
Okay.
If I did the 15-month one, it was $120 or whatever. And then, so yeah, this whole thing has taken me to $320 so far, and I still don't have the sticker yet because I had to order it, and then they're gonna mail it to me. So I'm just hoping and praying that I don't get another ticket in the meantime. And then I went to go pay the ticket today. And it hasn't been uploaded to the system yet, to their online system. It usually takes a week for the handwritten ones.
Maybe she forgets. Who knows?
She's not going to forget. They never forget.
They never forget.
They forgive, but they never forget.
Just do it. Just do it.
Do it. Make a little. You do it for the renewal, and then once you get it, make a little calendar alarm on your phone.
Just
so you don't
do
even
it.
have to worry about it.
you know what, those stickers are made to knock some sense into you. So now that that's happened to you, it should hopefully never happen again. That's what I feel.
And now my registration is due next month for my birthday, and I was like, oh God, here we go.
Yeah, is your license up to date? Like
the license is like 2026.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's fresh.
So she's fresh. She's okay.
Anyway, that was a read to myself. Be better. Be best.
Yeah, be best.
Mm-hmm.
I can go.
Go.
Okay, RJ.
We've talked about our grand and miraculous return to Red Robin. I'm not going to read Red Robin, okay? I said she's on her redemption arc. I had a great time. I loved my little bonsai chicken sandwich, okay? Who doesn't love a teriyaki moment with their grilled chicken?
Does it have the pineapple on it?
The pineapple and the barbecue sauce. You got that right, girl.
I gotta cut this piece.
And Casey, I love a shorty, okay? I love that.
A shorty for the table.
A shorty for the table. Because the regular O-ring tower, that's a lot, okay? They're huge. They're like this big.
It's like 12.
It's 12. But a shorty is just enough to tide you over until
those fries
come in literally like 2 minutes later. So, sometimes you get a little excited, and this is a lesson to myself to not get too excited, because why did I, as soon as that shorty came in, pulled one off, took a bite, scalded the roof of my mouth. Right now, it is still so painful that I have not been able to I have to bite with my front teeth, so that hits it, and then I have to move all the food to the side of my mouth and then just chew and then swallow, and it's been so painful. I can't eat anything salty. I can't do anything acidic because it hurts. Can't do spicy.
Masticulate. Yeah.
Masticulate.
That's chew, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So that's a lesson for me, but I will always love an O-ring shorty. That might be my favorite onion ring. I'm gonna be honest.
Wow.
Because
even though it burned you.
Even though it burned
you don't
me.
like a beer battered.
I used to love a beer battered, and then I think they just back in college. But I think they just get so soggy.
They get soggy very quickly.
So quickly that I'm like, at least because Red Robin has that crisp, thick ass breading. Panko, bitch.
Panko.
She's not going anywhere. That's why when you bite into it, it's like, oh, and the onion is perfectly velvety soft in the middle. I prefer the ranch. Adam obviously prefers the Campfire.
I obviously prefer the Campfire sauce.
Because I think I like.
That's why we're married.
Because they give you the two on the side, and one's for him, one's for me. I just like the cooling effect of the ranch.
It didn't cool it enough, apparently.
It didn't cool it enough.
So. I put mine on my little plate. And then I take my little fork and, I split it into two.
She splits it.
Because you can't dip.
That's smart.
You can't dip. No.
You can't dip.
You can dip the beer battered ones. Those are the ones you can dip.
They're soft.
Yeah. Yeah. I usually try, what'll usually happen is you start to take a bite and then you're like, and you got it. But then you've bitten enough into it that it's got some air pockets. So you can
absolutely. You take that first bite, it ventilates, but then now you have a complete end that you can dip into your dip.
Yeah.
We are onion ring connoisseurs here in this podcast.
Miranda
I may not know.
Could never.
Miranda could never. We may not know our words, but we know our onions, bitch.
We know our onions.
Shout out to Las
onions,
Culturistas.
We have layers.
Yes. But yet, I always want, in my mind, the bloomin' onion is so fun, but I don't end up enjoying it as much. I get a quarter of it, and I'm like, it's a lot of onion.
You can't finish a bloomin' onion.
No.
It's just it's physically impossible, even with a group of 4 people at a Texas Roadhouse on my birthday. You can't finish it. It's too much onion.
It's too much onion. It's a full Vidalia, bitch.
Yeah.
I don't like the seasoning they put on the bloomin' onion. I think it like takes
and the
away
dip
from the
dip they give is like horseradish.
Yeah, it's not giving.
No, the dip at
Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse is pretty good. It's kind of that same dip that you get with like fried calamari.
Okay.
You know,
marinara?
No.
Okay.
Cocktail sauce?
No, it's not. It's like it's
like
the same color as campfire sauce.
Yes, but is it horseradishy? Not really.
I guess.
Or is it more? Is it Burger King zesty sauce?
It's like a Burger King zesty sauce. It's not Burger King zesty sauce, but yes, but it's like when we go to like this anywhere that has like some sort of like little like fried calamari. It's like this zesty sauce. Yeah.
You like calamari?
Uh-huh.
I love calamari.
Wow, this is shocking to me. I do not like calamari.
Adam doesn't like calamari.
I don't like calamari.
How can it's just fried?
It's fried.
I just
he doesn't like the texture of
the squid.
And it's so good. My mouth is salivating for some calamari. This is the best episode we've ever done because we're just talking about food.
At Texas Roadhouse, they call the Cajun horseradish sauce.
So it is horseradish. Yeah.
So it's horseradish
because the bloomin' onion over at Miss Outback is also very strong horseradish.
Yeah. I haven't had a bloomin' onion. I haven't been to an Outback in years. So.
There is a thing called an onion loaf. Tony Roma's. If you've ever been to the steakhouse called Tony Roma's, and it is like
I know Tony.
It is like shoestring, lightly flaked. Let me share my screen.
No, this is too messy. No.
It's kind of like a batter fried. Very light. They're very light. And it kind of pulls apart and then you can dip it.
Wow.
Maisie Moo, is Tony Roma still alive? I think the one outside Disneyland is still there technically because I think I remember the sign. And the little zesty sauce is in the middle.
It's a no. It's a no.
It's a no for you.
No.
I used to eat this all the time.
It's a no.
Because Tony Roma's was like our fancy dinner because there was a few in the Philippines. So it's like if it's someone's birthday, we're going to Tony Roma's and we're getting a sirloin steak well done because my family doesn't like any pink.
There's a couple left there's not a lot, but there is one. These are permanently closed.
Oh, they're showing up on the maps, but they're permanently closed.
Yeah, all the ones in Texas are permanently closed. But it looks like there's a Clearwater.
Sure.
Oh, wait, no, that's a different thing. Hold on.
You probably just go to Tony Roma's website and go to locations.
There is one at the Hilton Palm Beach Airport that is still open.
Sure.
Don't worry.
Maisie Moose
Don't worry. The Tony Roma's at what is that? Mar-a-Lago is still up and running. Sure. Don't worry. It's still
Sunrise,
the 1980s in Mar-a-Lago.
There's a Tony Roma's Express.
Like a Chili's too?
Like a Chili's too over time.
Yes. Wow. Hey, there's one up in
what is this?
Durham, North Carolina.
Raleigh-Durham.
Rowley.
And one over in Dubuque, Iowa.
Well, great for our next corporate trip. I was looking up another steakhouse kind of like Tony Roma's, but I realized it was only in the Philippines,
I want to be there when you both tell Miranda that the place we're going to dinner is Tony Roma's Steakhouse.
She can have the onion loaf.
I'll have the onion loaf, yeah.
And
my entree.
And the lady will have the onion loaf. Okay, Casey. Take us on home.
Okay, so I'm getting prepped for my day tomorrow. I've got to go to the dentist for my cleaning. Now, tell me why.
Wow, a pre-Cheesecake Factory cleaning.
But tell me why I get a cleaning 3 times a year because my teeth are so bad my gums are so bad that they're like, well, let's just do it 3 times a year. And every time I go, I get scolded by the dental assistant.
Oh, they love.
Yes, they love it.
They
honey,
love
girl, honey.
They're librarians in a different name, honey.
Yes. Like, why are you gaslighting me? I'm here doing my part of getting the cleaning. Like, why don't you yell at the people that don't come for 3 years? One of them's in the other room. Like, why are you yelling at me whenever I'm here getting my teeth cleaned? And you're like, well,
keeping you in business,
keeping
ma'am.
you in business,
giving you a paycheck.
Yes. Are you flossing? You know that you really got to floss all the time. And then they're like questioning how you're flossing. And I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and show you that I'm going between every tooth. Like, also, Mom, I don't got all day for that. But you know, I do as good a job as I can. But I do not like to be scolded because you know what? That's like me as a kid. That negative reinforcement is not going to get me.
It's not going to get me, girl.
Anywhere.
To stop drinking soda. It's not going to get me to do whatever Virgil wanted me to do because it makes me feel bad.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to be good. Like, why and it's usually not the dentist. It's always the little hygienist that's cleaning my teeth. So I'm just going to start going to California, and I'm just gonna have Jill clean my teeth because she won't do that to me because she knows, you know, and she's like, yeah, if I want to be scolded, I will literally get on the phone with Virgil and he'll go, well, if you stop drinking that gut rot, maybe your teeth wouldn't be so bad.
But he smokes? He drinks?
No,
he doesn't do anything?
He drinks. He drinks alcohol every hour of the day, and he...
But it's your sodies that are ruining your teeth.
But it's my sodies that are... Because, like, literally anytime the dentist, growing up, if the dentist was like, she's got to have 2 fillings, she's got to have this, she's got to have this, my dad would he'd go, it's all that damn gut rot you're drinking. and then I'd feel like shit. Like,
the gut rot.
We had the best.
It's diet gut rot, girl.
Miss Ma'am.
Mary. We had the best dental hygienist in Florida.
In Florida. She was a hoot.
She was so sweet. She would not yell at us. She would be like, are you flossing? And I'd be like, I try to. And she'd be like, I don't think you do, but it's okay. Just remember to do your best. I'm like,
see, that's what I just need someone that's gonna say yeah, just like do your best or if I say I'm flossing, then just say okay. Because it's like, girl, you're not gonna convince me that I'm gonna floss better.
It's not gonna be through this, girl. Yeah. Miss, I will shout out our former dental hygienist in Florida, Miss Beth. Okay, in Windermere. Okay,
if you're looking for a good
if you're looking for a dental hygienist,
and a really hot dentist.
Oh yeah,
he was fine.
You were like, you can keep opening my mouth.
This mouth is open and ready,
wide open,
girl.
Just look at how wide we can get this mouth.
Well, this is the same dentist who was like, you have a very small mouth. And I was like,
you can stretch it open.
Skinny.
Okay, am I?
But she was like, oh yeah, I work because her kids were graduating high school. And she worked part-time as a server at Victoria and Albert's.
No, not a server, as like a server's assistant.
Server's assistant at Victoria and Albert's. And then she could pick up, she would pick up shifts at Grand Flow, Citricose and room service. She was like, room service is like the gig because you you just get a little thing and you go over and then you're sitting in a break room all day. It's great. And then her husband worked at the minivans, was a minivan driver.
Well, he was.
Well, he was. R.I.P. Miss Minnie. Minnie's dead, by the way.
No, Minnie's back.
Minivans are back?
Yeah.
Okay.
My
your
single rider story. He's
back in action
part time. Yeah.
Oh, thank God. We gotta keep him in working.
Yeah. No, that fool's got plenty of money because he was at MegaCon last weekend or the weekend before, 2 weekends ago, and he was at so many like
meet and greets.
Meet and greets. I'm like, you know how expensive those photos are?
Those are
like
so expensive.
So expensive. And I counted, he had like 5 or 6 of them on his grid. Also, that man posts too much. So, anyway.
Well, it seems like we're wrapping up, so I wanted to make a note to all of our listeners. Obviously, there were many things that happened this weekend that were cultural touchstones that we did not touch on. I'm not talking about the Super Bowl. I don't give a fuck about the Super Bowl. I don't know the Super Bowl. I don't care about the Super Bowl. But obviously, there was an Usher concert that happened. Mm-hmm. There were some huge trailers that dropped. Huge trailers that dropped. And Miranda would shoot us if we had these conversations without her present. If we talked about Wicked trailer without Miranda.
If we talked about her glasses without Miranda.
If we talked about, the whatever. Anyway, if we did it without Miranda, she'd be mad at us. So we will be putting that off another week till we can get Miranda back so we can get all of her takes.
Mm-hmm. And I'll be camera off, so y'all have fun.
Yeah, she'll be taking a nap.
A nap.
I'll send the link.
She'll have that jiggle on for the mouse.
Yeah, yeah. I'll have my mouse jiggler going, and I'll send Beefreed in with my wig.
With my wig. Can you pick, because you know how our thumbnail is like, there's a speech bubble for all of us and we don't have one for Miranda, so can you pick us a squishmallow for today on the camera just so I can make it the Miranda speech bubble?
Yeah, I'll send you a photo of it. I'll send you a photo of we could do the chicken nugget.
Cute.
Very on brand.
Very on brand.
Either chicken nugget
for Miranda
or
for Miranda not being here.
Oh.
Yeah, like just for our topic. Or the
grilled cheese.
So, shout out in the chat if you want chicken nugget or grilled cheese.
Jesus.
This is like a whatnot show. Okay, next up we've got the this is gonna be Nestor. Nestor is a chicken nugget, and he doesn't need solo time.
What does that mean?
What?
The chicken nugget is his best self when he's surrounded by all of his nugget pals. They even started a friendship group called the Barbie Crew. Okay. Nestor's squad
a little that goes a long way.
Speaks in code, and everyone has a nickname. What do you want your nickname to be?
Bitch.
Okay, I understand that Ty really got the girls going where every Beanie Baby had a little poem, but we need to go back to basics, because what the hell was that? That was AI nonsense. Yes. That was Chat GPT, bitch.
Yeah, and Lil Gouda here. Yo, it's Lil Gouda. This neighborhood famous rapper loves to freestyle and was even just asked to write a jingle for the local car dealership.
Adam just quit.
Though Lil Gouda has dreams beyond rhyming SUV with come and see, he knows every great grilled cheese had to start somewhere.
Gross.
I've never read that.
I've never read that in my entire life. Sweet Ween's coming to Austin this weekend, y'all. So there you go, Austin office. We'll make sure there'll be donuts at the Austin office when they visit.
Donuts. My niece is coming to Austin's weekend, so my ass will be at the bins. So,
and if you guys are thinking of copy editing, it looks like Squishmallow is hiring for anybody to write for them. So
yeah, absolutely,
go to that website and apply.
I would love that job.
I would love
that job. All right, well, I've got a dripping Mike Sway waiting for me, so let's cut this.
She's dripping.
She's dripping. I said Mike Sway, so she's dripping.
Yeah, she's dripping.
Squirted.
That is Mike Sway.
That is his way.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget, close friends, $5. You get 3 episodes a month bonus on Patreon. Patreon.com/. Did you read the group chat? We're talking about Cheesecake Factory next, and then we'll have to figure out our third. Oh, the survey. Did we have? Are we finished with the survey, or is this our final plea?
They've still got like till the 22nd.
Oh, okay.
It out.
So 2 more weeks.
Have already filled it out, but I wanted to give people the chance, and I need to get the results together and
yeah. If you're not on the Patreon yet and you want to change something about the podcast so badly that you would pay $5 a month just so you could fill out a survey to tell us.
Hey, you've got the opportunity to win.
And if all of you say Adam shouldn't be on, you know what? You're right. And I'll go. And I'll take the L.
And we'll put Be Freed in a Bob.
We'll put Be Freed in a Bob.
And that's it.
Be freed in a bob.
Be freed in a bob. All right, girls. From all of us to your home, have a...
Oh, McFwent. I'm so sorry, McFwent.
Oh, yes.
Sorry, just to address... We're just going to do a quick Ampliverse wrap-up
yes! Here. Since this is one of our, main
network
notes. Yeah, network news.
So HP Anxious is coming back. I promise you. Ari is moving into a house. And she has requested that we wait until she has moved for her to have her own space that she can design and make her own. If you had been following this past book, she had moved into her in-laws' house while they had transitioned to moving to England. And so she's trying to transition away from that. So she wants like a clean, this is the start, blah, blah, blah. So we're just waiting for kind of that to happen. But it's coming. It's coming. We have to talk about Snape.
Snape. Trader Joe's. Happy Valentine's Day. Network News. Trader Joe's running strong.
Who cares? No one cares in this chat.
Who cares? Great.
Let them like HP Anxious. Okay?
Yeah. Why take my thunder?
Yeah. Well, happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I hope everyone has a great...
Are you guys
have a great cheesecake?
Australia, England?
Well, it's up in the air. Blue skying.
Because I've heard the host of England is a real hoot.
Yes, Claudia.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Make sure you go to Cheesecake Factory so you can join our conversation.
How do I do
the cat one? Yes.
What is it? No, what's the... It's the...
Oh, this one?
Yeah. Happy
Valentine's Day, everyone. Happy hearts. And we'll see you next week. Bye.